Yeah.
Van Glorious, Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United Front.
Tell it.
What you want.
To the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got? Dot.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when your square solid and your circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity, tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick your can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A prophet vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginnings turn to humble endings. And US with KBA is a win-win. 1K.
All right, peace of Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of Knowledge Radio. Place where knowledge is born. This is your host, Knowledge Born Allah, and we are here with Her Majesty. You know, the gods are shining on us today, you understand, and delivered us here. Our boss lady, the definition of boss, the definition of lady, the definition of visionary and CEO. Okay? So we're going to welcome to the platform for this Black Content Creators Series a prolific author and a divine heaven-sent candle maker in the building. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Visionary, crafting, and future Black psychologist. Let's meet this amazing woman and hear her story. It becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce some and others. This CEO boss lady, this angel, Miss Shaina Little in the building. Welcome to the platform. Says, how you feeling?
Yes.
How you feeling?
I'm all right. I'm blessed, honored, and favored to be alive, so I can't complain. Another day, another dollar.
Word. So how did you get started on your path in your journey as a writer and as a, a magic maker? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. I can
You making magic and moves out here.
Thank you.
Let's talk about it.
I could definitely dive into that. So, I want to say like a couple of years before, like 2020. I don't want to say how do I put it? Like, I felt like I was like the average American, getting up, doing the same thing every day, like going to school, working, just the same regular. And I felt like I was, getting in a routine of like doing what society, quote unquote, like tries to say that, what I'm saying, we should be, or things that we should do. So I kind of got, I don't know, it was like one day something just clicked in my head and it just hit me. And it was like, I don't want to be this person anymore who's doing, and moving how everybody thinks we should move. I want to create my own path, start doing things for myself. So when I thought about that, I was like, I want to go into business. So when the pandemic had hit, the COVID-19 and stuff, that was real crazy. And I had a job at the time that I had accepted, and I never got to start the job because pandemic was just crazy. School systems were closing down, which is what I was going to be doing. So when that happened, I said, you know what? I don't want to be able to just snag a job, like working from home, working remotely. Why not take this time to venture off into something for yourself, and try to like get into like having a business, see what you can do for yourself. So I went ahead and I went on a limb, and I have this thing for candles. So my brand is purely about candles. I make them homemade, I pour my love, my soul, energy into them. But yeah, I've always been a fan of candles, how they make people feel, how they smell, aesthetically how they look. Like I just love them. So I thought about it and said, well, you know what? Why not mix my passion for my love of candles into, creating a business. So I sat down and I came up with like a bunch of different names. I was thinking of like different scents that I like to have. This is all before I went ahead and like followed through with it because I was just sitting on it for a minute. But I knew I wanted to get things going. So yeah, pretty much came up with some names, and I basically had decided on the Pure Lit Candles. And I chose that name because I said, you know what? A lot of candle companies are out here. There's a lot of people as well who make candles from their home. But I wanted to have like a name that was super unique. That's my thing. Like, you have a lot of people that's in the same field that you're in or going in the same direction that you're going, but you can always make yourself more creative and stand out. It's all about like what you're doing with your brand and who you target. So that was how we came up with Pure Lit Candles. I think at first I had something like Pure Lit Aura Candles. No, I just kind of wasn't filling those names. So like I had consulted with like my mother, friends and stuff, and they were like, "That's the name for you." So I went out on a limb and stuff. Went to Amazon. This is for anyone who's interested in making candles. And I had purchased. They have like a candle making I think it's a DIY kit. Like you do it yourself basically, and like you just learn how to make candles. How to melt the wax and different things. So pretty much when I did that, I was like, wow, they came out better like than what I thought. If you look on my Instagram page, you'll see at the bottom of my feed, it shows the four original candles that I had started out with. So once those came out fire, I was really excited. Like I think I have like a true calling for this and a true niche. So that was pretty much how my candle thing started off. So from there, I started off making tea light candles. So tea lights are really, really small for those who don't know. And they're like the type that you can put around your bathtub. You can put them in your bathroom, truthfully anywhere, but a lot of people use them in a romantic setting. So I had originally started off with those. I had scents of like strawberry champagne, cotton candy, pineapple fusion, so those different scents. And from there, those scents were also smelling extremely good, and they came out well. So I said, I feel like this is the start to something great. So from there, I took off with the candles, and yeah, if you look on my page, you can see the six different scents that I have now, and I have with me one of my products. So this is pretty much how my packaging looks for anyone who wants to see. I have my logo here, which is Pure Lit Candles, and then we just have something on the back if you ever purchase for those. Like it says, thank you. We just show some courtesy to our customers. And then in the inside, I'll show you how the inside looks. So we have my candle here, my candle, and we have. I always put this inside of my box for everyone. So I normally put something like this in the inside. If you can see it, it has an inspirational message on it. And I believe, like, when people purchase my product, I want you all to feel like not like you're just buying something, but you get the complete package. So it's like, your energy feels better. Like you feel like you got something that was meaningful and worth your while. And these are my cards. I do have business cards that I made as well to go with my product and my website. So yeah, it has my name on it, the website page, and then it has my Instagram on there as well that's attached for you all to go follow and subscribe to. So this candle we have here, this is my Fruit Loop scent. You can see it. hmm This is my labeling, and this is the actual candle. It smells like Fruit Loop. This is a popular one that everybody loves.
Mm.
Do you have any questions or?
I know you was rolling. I was just letting you roll. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. No,
So
I'll continue. So yeah.
yeah, you took
Mhm.
two. I just wanted to ask real quick. After you finish saying what you're saying,
Mhm.
we can get
Mhm.
into the writing because you provide both sensory upgrades. From your chosen writing style. You see what I'm saying? To
Mhm.
you know bringing it from thought to reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I
Mhm.
wonder if you did that on purpose. But after you finish your thought, we could get into that.
Okay. But yeah, just to finish off with my candles, so I make six different scents. If you look on my IG or if you go to my personal website page, I have Fruit Loop, Summer Candy, Berries and Cream. I have Snickerdoodle, Maple Pecan, and then I have one more scent, which is salted caramel. So like I tried to make each scent stand out, each scent unique and stuff. So if those appeal to any of you, you're welcome to purchase. Feel free to look through the site and stuff, see what you like. And I plan on adding like way more products to my page. By me being a small business owner, like technically, but not relatively. I'm gonna manifest this, to be bigger than what it is. But it's just right now. I'm just trying to get feedback from everybody to see what you all like, what you all want to see out of my business. I feel like it goes hand in hand. I'm always open for ideas for people to contribute anything that they have. And for my candles, I use them with paraffin wax. So I know people use different type of waxes. There's soy, organic, paraffin, different things and stuff. But that's typically what I use for my candles. So it that aside with the wick, my candles have a good burn time, and they pretty much the feedback I've heard from people is that they've been illuminating the room. So yeah, which is a good thing, which is what you want. So you're able to get the complete smell out of my scent.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay? You see, it's pure and she stay lit. You see what I'm saying? She a little reserved right now, but she stay lit. So, both aspects
Mhm.
of it. Pure, originality, authenticity. You see what I'm saying?
That's how the name
And then
came.
it's
Yep.
it's a lituation. She just
It's a
showed you a whole
situation.
experience. Okay? It's a lituation.
Period.
It's a pure lituation. Okay? From the wig to the bottom. Okay?
Exactly.
You get an inspirational note. So if you're in a bad headspace, okay, and you getting
Yeah.
this candle for somebody for a gift, you can uplift them. They can uplift you. You could look like a boss brothers. Okay, you could look like a boss. I mean, okay,
Exactly.
you could make it look like you took all the care and the time and because sisters they love the packaging. If you show the package one more time, I need to
Packaging
paint the
is very
seed.
important. No, of
I
course.
need to I
That's
need to
what
paint the
that's
picture
another
in the
thing.
sea right here,
Yes.
right?
That
Like
separates
this is a
people.
whole experience.
Packaging.
This is a gift. You got immediate brand recognition, brand identification
Exactly.
right there. It's
Absolutely.
empowering. It's calming. It's erotic. You understand what I'm saying? Like you got the
It very
whole
much
thing
is.
going on.
Very
Y'all,
much.
I know. Sisters they love them candles. Going to the candle spot, and the candle spot and you got a card right there. You go into the candle spot, and the candle spot don't smell like that. It's too much aroma going on at one
It
time, so
is.
you
Oh,
can't
you have
even
some candles that have that.
appreciate.
It's like the aroma is too much, so you just feel like
Right.
you're not getting
It's
what you expected
overpowering.
out of it. So I feel like my candles, that's what makes them a bit different. It's like they are strong scents, but they're not so strong that you just like, all right, this is too much.
Right.
I don't want to buy it. They fruity, but it's good though.
It's the whole experience, and you get this card. Look at that
It
business
is.
card one more time.
Thank
Look
you.
at
I'm
it.
gonna let you
Look.
see
I'm
the
telling
business
this.
card.
That's like
See, when I
a
told you, like,
decoration by itself.
it is. I'm on one, what is it, a one woman team. It's just me who create my product. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to my marketing, I do all of that. So, yeah, that's how I got this card. I was like, I wanted a card that's super pretty, unique. It stands out. That looks good visually. Because, everything goes hand in hand. If you see something like
Right.
this, of course you're interested. And, like, what are
Right.
they selling, like, what do they have to offer? So people got to like, they got to be mindful of that as well. A lot of stuff, goes together in your brand. So you always want to constantly sell what you're trying to do.
Right. You are your brand. For real. For real.
Absolutely.
So now you brand it in another kind of way. Let's talk about this poetry and writing in
Yes.
this
Okay.
writing style and how you got involved in this particular lane. As a
Sure.
author.
Okay, so it's crazy because I never thought I would be an author or say that's something that's under my belt. And how I got here was, so as you know, my candle name is Pure Lit Candles. So I have a friend, my best friend is in Atlanta right now. And she also started her company. So she started at Area Justice, which was for like books and stuff. People, who are writers who are looking for publishing deals or to get their packages published, different things of that nature. So she was just talking to me one day, and as friends, like we were having a business conversation, and she had proposed to me, like, what do you think about us trying to like get a poetry book together? Because I've always written like a lot of poems. It's almost like you just have like songs or stuff that's just sitting to the wayside. So like over the years, I would just write something that comes to my head, and I would just save it in my iPhone notes. So my friend was like, "You got a lot of stuff, like a lot of content." So she was like, "Why don't we try to get this in a book form?" So I never thought about capitalizing off of it, making some money, but I'm like, that's a good idea. It doesn't hurt to get paid to do that. So, yeah, she was like, I'm gonna come up with some content and stuff and write a bunch of things, and then we'll just mesh it together. So for our first book, we were able to do that. Like we just wrote about plenty of like different topics and stuff. And for me, I wouldn't say like writing is not something that is my favorite thing to do, but when it comes to poetry, I find like a different love for that because I feel like I'm able to express myself creatively, and in poems you can do that. Like it's no limit whether you have a short poem, something that's long, from anything, like you can talk about romance to what's going on in the world currently, with COVID, Black Lives Matter, talk about mental illness, like so many different things. And that's what I do with my poems. I don't limit myself to just, one category or one area of things. I try to talk about like a plethora of things because I want to be relatable to somebody, and maybe my poem could truly inspire someone or challenge them to be better or to look at themselves, and do things differently in life. So that's pretty much how we got started with that, and we came up with the name Pure Thoughts because with what I have going on with my candles, she was saying, how about we mix that into with the books? So I thought about it, and I was like, Pure Thoughts. That sounds perfect. So we agreed on the name, and then we picked the cover. So if you see our first book, which is on Amazon, it's Pure Thoughts, and then you can look it up with Shaina. You'll find it. That was pretty much we had looked through a couple of photos, and then we decided on that cover to go with it because if you think about it, the thoughts in your head are most pure because it's what you're thinking about. So unless people know what you have going on, they're your thoughts coming from your brain. So they're super pure, and stuff. And it's kind of like what you project in a book or in a poem is your most intimate thoughts. So that was pretty much how we got there.
So what was that experience like going from pure thought to pure manifestation? The book's done, it's
Oh
out,
my God. It was truly exciting and very inspirational. So when my friend came to me with the idea, I was just excited to just get things going and get started. And like we moved in on the book extremely fast. Like we got working, I want to say like probably a couple days after we had that conversation, and we just started writing, like putting out different things and stuff. And before you knew it, the book came together, and my friend was able to get it on Amazon. We have it up as an ebook and stuff, and on different platforms. So it definitely worked out for us. And now we have our second book out, which is Pure Thoughts 2 on Amazon now, and it's up for ebook. So it's just been a blessing to be able to, transition into this. And like, I love poetry. Before COVID, I'm from the DMV, so I would always go down to like Busboy and Poets. Always try to like, see what other writers and poets are talking about and try to give them a little bit of my talent as well.
We got a whole situation going on. I don't even know if we
hmm
really getting the whole understanding of what's happening. You got a pure lituation and a pure thoughtuation combining and
Yes.
converging. You see what I'm saying?
For
You see
sure.
what I'm
Like it's
saying?
the
Like
whole
this is
pure
greatness.
package. Like it's greatness.
Right, right. You set
And
the
like
mood, you set the tone, everything, man.
definitely
Every
I have
yeah.
poems that are talking about, just for like some of you who don't have the book yet. I talk about like mental illness. I have like a sexual lane, you know. A lot of us we're all growing and mature, you know. So I have poems for people like even if you wanted to read that with your significant other, it's poems that are stimulating. I talk about like Black Lives Matter, you know, poems about like having your father in your life, whether he was present or not, just different things, you know, because a lot of that stuff is relatable and we can all relate to that.
We got a sample you can share with the people. A little
Yeah,
sample.
I do have something, so I can read one. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to read. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see if I can find one I have. Let's see. Okay, okay, I do have one. Let's see if I can find it. One second, sir. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do. Let's see. Okay, I have one that is called Inexperienced. This is from our new book. We'll give you something from now. Let me guide you, young man. You think you know everything, but let me stop you there. You are as green as money comes, inexperienced. Let me show you the way to down south. Take your lips and start with mine, then move a little lower. Now we're at my neck. Grab it and smack my ass. Use your hands to hold me closely as you move lower to my belly button. That tickles. Now compress your lips to my hips, down to my lower lips. Don't be scared, I'll guide you. I love and experience guys. You're like a project I can work on. 2.0. Back to where we left off. You have arrived to down south. Hope you can hang, Mr. Inexperienced.
Mm-mm. Okay.
What did you think?
Okay. Okay. You better tell them. Okay. Because, we got a lot of ego as men. You see what I'm saying? So this is not even. Let me get into that for a second if I could. There's
Mhm.
range. You see what I'm saying? There's range.
Yeah.
So your max, as a brother, might be her
Mhm.
low level. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to
Exactly.
take those cues. Every situation isn't the same.
That's
They're
true.
all unique, like raindrops, like snowflakes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
It's
each
okay.
experience is be guided. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You
Make
know.
sure you have a good trip down south. You understand? You don't want to go down south and be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wasting your
That's
time
true.
down south. You
Yeah.
don't want to
Exactly.
waste
Like
nobody's time. You done took a trip and you done talked all that shit and then hey,
you ain't doing nothing with it. Like.
right,
Mm-mm.
yeah, it's
Okay.
okay. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that inexperience turns into, excuse me, inexperience.
Mhm.
Something else you can take along with you in case you make another trip now.
Yeah, exactly. Especially for all young guys who think they know everything. You know, it's okay if you get you an older woman who just gotta lead you the way.
Right. And that's age indiscriminate. It could be young
Yeah.
inexperienced, because this might
Absolutely.
be a new phenomenon, for some brothers out here.
Mhm.
I had the proper training.
That's very much true.
Trying to navigate. Yeah, trying to navigate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
they ain't been trained up properly.
Mhm.
Supposed to
That's
take
true.
those verbal and nonverbal cues and don't let your
Yeah.
ego mess up your trip. Okay?
Mhm.
Don't let your ego mess up your trip.
Exactly. Don't let it ruin a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, and enjoy yourself. Okay? Enjoy
Absolutely.
yourself. You know what I'm saying? I love my trips down south. I enjoy my trips. You understand? I stay a long time.
I'm like,
I stay a long
exactly.
time down there. You know?
I'm like, if somebody's not enjoying it, then I don't know what to say.
I I don't think you applying yourself, Smokey. What they said in Friday? I don't think you applying
Exactly.
yourself,
You gonna find
Smokey.
yourself smoking? Come on, smoking,
Smoky, smoky, smoky.
man.
For real. Yeah. So I mean, I love that. I love the message that's in there because that's life too. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's
Absolutely.
life. You have to learn how to take instruction. It could be for your benefit.
Yeah, that's
You could allow
true.
your ego
Mhm.
to get in the way of your life experience, and you miss out on a
Exactly.
good life experience. You see what I'm saying? Now,
Because
now,
only we hold ourselves back.
ain't no better life experience than that experience. But life
Man, life in
experience
itself.
is, what I'm
Mhm.
saying,
Life in
life
itself, like
experiences. Yeah, yeah.
that's
I
very
love
much
that.
true.
That's what's up. So, how are the books being received? What's some of the commentary that y'all are receiving from these books?
Oh, we heard great things. If people are on Clubhouse, like we do some rooms sometimes on Clubhouse where like we recite our own poems and stuff. Um, and we do that to get feedback from people on like what they think about the topics that we have going on, and just like the different things, respectively, from our book. So yeah, we've been hearing a lot of positive things. I've heard people say they like when we talk about the Black Lives Matter poems, mental illness, like more of the deeper stuff. And then I've heard a bunch of males who love when we do like our romantic topics and stuff, our sexual based content. So it kind of just varies, but we've been hearing like really good things. And like over in the UK, they've been supporting us as well. So I just want to say like thank everybody overseas and stuff. Those who are in the UK buying, like I didn't even think it was going to reach that far.
So you got a UK audience. Hold up. Did y'all hear how she just slid that in? Like, yeah,
The
we got an
UK.
international reach out here. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Our family across the pond is supporting our visions and what we
Yes.
doing out here.
Across the ocean,
I'm feeling
presentable.
that.
Mhm. I didn't know
That's what
that,
I'm
so I thought
talking
that was really big that it reached people because like me still being like a beginner with writing and stuff. I'm thinking, okay, like people closest to me, are going to be of support. But no, it's always amazing when you get like different backgrounds of people who are tuning in. There's different people on different levels. I love the support.
That's what I'm talking about. So let's look at this
Thank
website
you.
real quick
Mhm.
and
Yes.
get some promo going. Get some visual promo again.
Yeah, I have just my website, Pure Lit Candles. I'm on Instagram and I just made a Twitter. So you all can follow my Twitter. It's the same name as my Instagram as well, at Pure Lit Candles. So I pretty much like post on there and stuff for like different things that I have going on. Hopefully when the weather is a bit nicer, I can do like a pop-up shop somewhere or do something outside.
Yeah, let me just share this website. And
Mhm.
as soon as you
Thank
get to
you.
the website, you see, this calming feeling right
Mhm.
here. You see what I'm saying? And then you immediately hit with a branding statement. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yep.
that value added
One of a
mission
kind.
statement, focus.
Mhm.
Like boom, get your
Focus.
life right. As soon as you get on here, get your life together. You understand?
Mhm.
One of a kind. One of a
Okay,
kind.
get your life together.
Get
Absolutely.
originality, authenticity, and the same calming
You
effect.
can't beat that. So
Right. Right. Let me scroll down. Just kind of walk us through what we're seeing right here.
yeah, that's okay. So just give you like a little bit of like a brief background of like the product and stuff and the intro. Then as you scroll down, you actually see the different scents that I have. So you can see it in the picture. Yeah, that's the Fruit Loop. Is what I showed you all. That's the first one. The Fruit Loop is, of course, it's very sweet. Smells like just like it, so that's kind of like self-explanatory. The salted caramel as well. If you ever had salted caramel ice cream, it smells like that. And then it has on the bottom of the site where I'm located. So I'm located in the Silver Spring area in Maryland, but I also ship out as well.
Just says she's shipping to Pluto. If you in Pluto, you can get these candles.
Yeah, I
Okay,
ship
so
to Pluto, Pluto
don't
Mars.
worry about don't
I
worry
ship
about it. Okay,
wherever.
anywhere in the solar system. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, as long as you on Earth. If you on Earth, you gotta be an Earthling.
For
Like
real,
if I can phone you in or something, you good. Like,
right?
so what did you think of
So
the
if you,
website?
I'm loving it. You see what I'm saying?
Thank you
I'm
so
loving
much.
it. You know, when I saw you and
Mhm.
Liz on live, I was immediately intrigued. You see what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
was like, let me reach out and see if we can connect and,
Yeah,
collaborate. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, out here, entrepreneurs, everybody sharing everybody's business, supporting each other, dealing with
absolutely.
that
Like this
black
is the year.
collective and,
Mhm.
cooperative economics. You see what I'm saying? We have to be responsible for one another.
You
So,
definitely have
you
to.
know,
Like you got to pour back
giving
into
the
your own
platform.
communities. Mhm.
giving, giving the platform, sharing the stories, because the stories are everything, you know.
Yeah, they very
Uh,
much are. Only you could tell your
and you
story.
never
You know.
know, right? And you never know how your story is going to affect somebody else, you know. So
Exactly.
you show how you can use your mind and your brain to manifest and
Mhm.
create a new reality for yourself. You see what I'm saying?
That's very
So
much true. Like manifestation.
So now I want to get into the brain space because mind is brain
Yeah.
in this other world that you walking into. You understand what I'm saying? So you say mind, and they're like,
Mhm.
yeah, mind. What we're talking about, brain. You know, they're like, oh,
Brain.
the subconscious,
Absolutely.
and you over there, they're like, no, we're dealing with the unconscious mind. You understand what I'm saying? So
The
there's a
unconscious mind
shift,
is a serious thing.
right? So let's unpack that. Why out of all of the the fields or career paths, why did you choose psychology?
That's interesting. You know, I've never like I don't really get people asking me that. So to like give you like a brief story of that. So my transition like towards that, it was a bit like it was kind of all over the place. So my passion has always been medicine, and like initially I wanted to go to medical school to be a pediatrician. I wanted to work with children, you know, and like try to see what's going on with them health wise, you know, and see what I could be of a contribution to that. So like that was just what it was since I was like yay high up until now. But what happened was in my transition, I worked in a hospital and I worked with people who had mental illnesses. People, you know, as they want to kind of like label them, not crazy, but you know, they have like mental issues and stuff. So yeah, I worked with them for a little bit, and I was one of those people who looked at people like with mental illnesses or something as if something was wrong with them. So you know, I was one of the afraid, didn't really want to associate with them or be around them because I didn't know what to expect. But actually, after working with them and stuff, it changed my whole mindset because I'm like, they're just like any one of us, you know. It's just that they have a stigma attached to them and they have an illness, but what makes them different than me? You know, nothing to be afraid of. So once I kind of like was able to get through that and stuff, I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? In our community or like this overall period, you don't really hear people touching base on like mental illness. People don't really check in with their loved ones and say, how are you doing? Like, it's a simple good morning. How are you feeling today? You know, are you okay mentally? Where you at? Like, we don't really do that. And I always think mental illness is very serious. It's very prevalent to a lot of us, whether we downplay it or not, you know, and it's not really something that like pushed in the forefront, which I don't know why that is, but it's almost like a taboo thing. People don't really touch on that. So yeah, um, I decided to do the whole transition, and I was like, I'm not really feeling like the whole medical field and stuff. Like what I thought I wanted to do my whole life. Another thing just dawned on me, and I was like, I really am taking an interest to like the mental illness aspect and stuff. Why people have different things like autism spectrum, multiple personality split syndrome, different things and stuff. That was just becoming interesting in me because it's like you might look at somebody and to them you think, oh, they're off their rockers or something, but you have to just understand like people reflect things that they've been through in life, like whether it's trauma, things that they've seen, different things that are passed down in your family. So you have to think about that could contribute to why a person is dealing with what they're dealing, with as well, or while they're in the hospital and have different things going on. So yeah, once that happened, I realized that psychology was interesting to me, and I always thought it was super boring. Like I was like, I don't want to take psychology. I don't want to read nothing about it. I don't care about it. But then it was just like once I started getting into like the educational side of it, I'm like, I really like psychology. It's like a niche for me. It's perfect. So yeah, my end goal with that is I would love to be a sports psychologist, being able to work with like athletes, to just pick their brain and stuff, see how they're doing. So that's pretty much how I got to this point.
Now that is very, very, very interesting. This
Thank you.
avenue and look into. You see what I'm saying? Um,
Mhm.
you wanted to be a pediatrician and work with children. You're going to be working with children if you're
Mhm.
working with athletes. I'm gonna just tell you,
Yeah.
you
Oh
know,
yeah.
from a
Absolutely.
coaching
That's why I'm like,
experience.
I
You see
could
what I'm
still
saying?
do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're going to be
It was
working
just the
with
medical
adult
thing.
children. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're going to
Exactly.
be working with
Basically.
adult
Oh yeah.
children
Very much.
because,
Mhm.
there's trauma associated with injury and coming back from injury and
Mhm.
self-worth and value and things like that. And they're
Absolutely.
going to have to be able to have someone, 9 times out of 10 that looks like them, that identifies, with those stigmas and the pressures associated with it. Because you might think, okay, an athlete, they have money and blah, 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 and this and this and this, but that's not
Exactly.
always, you know, the thing. Like, there are other things that's associated with it, and everybody has an expectation of them,
Mhm.
including their family,
Oh yeah.
that
If you were the
they
one
have
who
to,
was providing
right,
for them. Mhm.
right. So yes, and I'm glad you said, athlete, because that's, all kinds of genres, in regards to that,
And I
you know,
think they don't think like an athlete can be affected by things, but they are because you have to look at it like they are at the highlight of their career in one moment, but then there's another instance where it's kind of like you don't really have something that's stable because you could get injured, anything could happen, or
right,
you like have a case, you in prison, so it's just like your career is done. So a lot of that
right,
takes a toll on you mentally, and just like you feel a lot of pressure because, as you said, if you were the one out of your family that made it, they're depending on you. So you just have all these people from different angles coming at you, and I know it can be a lot. So I think as fans, a lot of times we don't really think that deep into athletes, but they're human too. So I'm sure they go through things. So it's just interesting to me.
I agree. Yeah, maybe if I would have thought about it, because my initial inclination
Mhm.
into the realm of psychology was, you know, veterans, and then, black people with PTSD, because
Mhm.
of my
Yeah,
initial
because
study
that's what they
was to
think
working
of.
with veterans. There's
Mhm.
something different, you know. The black experience here in America, transgenerationally, has
Just
its own
living in the
set.
hood
Right,
is
right,
grounds, I think, for people to say that they have trauma because if you live in the hood,
right,
the things you see on a daily basis, that's why. So when they kind of like dismiss black people in that area, I'm like, how can you do that when we've been through so much? Black people have seen a lot, period. So it's just
right.
like that's the one demographic that should be checked on, you know what I'm saying, or checked in. Like,
So, maybe you can carve out that lane in that niche, because that was there, and I saw it. It was a special interest group that was
mhm,
capitalized off of, but
yeah,
marginalized in regards to care. You see what I'm
mhm,
saying? So I could
absolutely,
go get my doctorate degree,
mhm,
looking into the black phenomenon from head to toe,
Yeah.
and come up with it and write books about it, but not addressed, not address it. You're like, no, I'm not,
Exactly.
I'm good on
No.
that. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
some of us, as a matter of fact, the Association of Black Psychologists, National Association of Black Psychologists, was
Mhm.
formed, in diametric opposed after the assassination of Dr. King
Very
to
much.
look into our experience. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So in 1968, this is when it happened. You know,
Mhm.
uh, in response to the American Psychological Association. Looking at
Right. The
us.
APA. Mhm.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
it's just interesting. And that's something to look
It
into
is.
if you got a time. You got time to check that out because
Especially
there's
with
some
COVID.
brilliant
It's
brothers
just
and sisters
been a
over there.
lot. Yeah. I'll definitely check that out.
So yeah, I mean, we covered a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying over
You
here,
really did.
and I'm definitely proud for you to come through. What's next that you can share that you have coming up before we
um,
close?
what I have next, so we have our new book out. That's another thing I told you earlier. Just to recap that, it's Pure Thoughts too. So it's out on Amazon right now. You all can get it. It's for $10. Yeah, we have it on ebook. So feel free to check us out. And then I just have more in store for my candles. So like this year, I plan on just adding more products and stuff to my website. I know my website probably looks like super small, but we just have more things in store. So, if you stick around and stuff, you'll be able to be a part of that. Hopefully, when the weather's nice, I can do a pop up shop or do something outside to get you all involved in the DMV area.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Did he freeze? Let's see. Hold on.
Right, check. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh yeah. This connection ain't too great.
I know. I don't
Trying
know
to prevent me
why.
from being great at it.
Mhm.
So, any final thoughts you want to share with young?
Any thoughts I would share? I do want to say, I think like for any of you out there that's scared to start a business, scared to like, take that jump, definitely do it. Like, decide if it's something that's for you. But I think everybody should try to go into business for yourself, like work for yourself, create your own income, like step out there on faith and do it. It's not a bad thing. It's a lot of work. It's very challenging at times, but it's definitely worth it. I think if you have something that you love to do, why not, build off of your brand at the end of the day. Capitalize. Do what you got to do for yourself.
You understand and dropping them jewels that you dropped.
Yes.
And we definitely look forward to having you on. We got to get them books out so we could come back and talk
Mhm.
about these books.
Yes. Get our candles, get you a book, get the whole experience.
So maybe if you feeling nice, you could hit us with one more before you go.
One more poem. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I have. Let's see. Mm, okay, I have the Coconut Grove. Okay, the grove is chill. People walk around naked, blowing reefer. The vibe is blessed and highly favored. I went to the grove once and bought a fresh coconut. I thought the coconut grove was a myth. No one believes in sanity and peace. I people watched from the sand. It was quite fun seeing what others like wearing on their feet. The coconuts were so quenching. I could eat one every day. My body felt different after visiting the grove. I saved the coconut for my boyfriend. We became one instantly living on the grove. My new life started of purity. I fell in lust with Coconut Grove.
Okay, 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 okay.
Thank you.
Oh man, I'm so thankful for your time and you
Thank
coming through,
you.
dropping these jewels and these gems. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? This week is our poetry week. We got this poetry event coming up on
Oh, okay.
Friday.
Mhm.
Let me
Okay.
show this flyer right quick. So,
Poetry week. Gotta get it in.
maybe you could come through and spit that fire. Got that poetry jam coming up on the
Yeah, I
26th.
definitely have a lot.
Okay?
Mhm. Yes.
This fire is going down on the 26th.
Mhm. Okay.
So I'll send the information.
Okay.
So
Thank
maybe
you.
you and Liz can pull up, okay, and spit
Yeah. Do
some of
our
that
thing. Come through.
fire.
Spit that fire. Exactly. Spit that fire.
Yeah. Shout out to my sister Zilla Horn from the Horn Dynasty out there making moves. This is our
Oh
collaboration
yes. Mhm.
to give light and credence to our creativity. So come on out there. We got room for you. Okay, we got room for you and
Exactly.
Liz.
There's
Come through.
always room for people.